So this is a Swift Basecamp. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake and your ATC. We'll take you through this in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your two gas bottle tie downs and you've got your gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the pipe work available here on site should you need it. Down in the front locker there's also a leg winder, so you can put the wind down, stabilising legs down when you are using the van. Front locker you've also got your spare wheel. On either side of the van at the front you'll see there is two holes going through the grey plastics here, and through here you will find your leg winder receiver, so you put the leg winder onto it and wind the legs up and down as you need them. Then have your power supply, your mains power supply from the site you're on, so you connect it into the power supply on site and connect it into the caravan. And also in here you've got an aerial connection if you're on a super site, for instance, where you have an aerial connection available also. Going further down the side of the van, you've then got your water pump connection, very simple to use. You can either remove the water pump out the side of the van or push it into place, and then you'll push the cover down to lock the pump in place. You then have your shower point on the outside of the van, so you can connect the shower up and have an external water source. You've then got your heating and hot water gas flue. You won't ever cover this up, you'll leave this open at all times, and don't ever lean anything against it because when it is in use it will get hot. The next locker along is your toilet flush toilet tank. At the top here you have your toilet flush, which you open up, and then you'll fill the tank up with a mix of 1 capful of pink fluid and the rest being water. And down the side here you've got a level, and you'll fill it to the top here, and that will be the water flush tank completely full. Got the toilet waste cassette below that. You release it by pulling up the green handle at the bottom. You can turn the neck out here, and the cap here is a measure for your pink and blue fluid. On the back of the cassette you have a green pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. The green handle here also turns into a pull along handle, so you push it down to release it and pull the handle out. At the rear of the caravan obviously you've got the door for the van, and then on either side of the back end you have your wind down legs. So you've got one on this side and you've got one on the opposite side also. You'll put the legs down into place to stabilise the van. As I said at the front, you'd never lift the caravan with these legs as it could potentially damage the floor of the van. You then have a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning if you wish to. Once you connect to mains power, you can turn the power on inside the van, which I'll show you how to do in a moment, and then you can connect anything up to the outside that you wish. Also then have a barbecue gas point, and the connection is there for it that you put onto your gas pipe work. Very simply push that fitment into this connection here, and then you'll need to turn the red valve 90 degrees so it's pointing this way. So this point here is pointing down, and that will allow the gas supply to come on. You've then got your two fridge vents. Two fridge vents are very simply there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit, to keep the fridge unit cool. And then also taking some cool air, and it'll also allow the hot air out. And behind one of those there'll also be a gas flue when the fridge is running on gas. Side of the caravan, you have your motor mover power switch, which we'll demonstrate here on site in person. And then you've got your motor mover at the bottom here again, which we'll demonstrate while you're here. And then you've got your wind down leg for this side of the caravan also. Going inside the caravan, above the door, you will find your main control panel for the van. So on the bottom right hand side here, you've got your power switch, power on and off. You've then got your awning light for the outside of the caravan, your dimming lights that are above the cabinets, just here. And then you've got your interior lights on this switch at the bottom here also, so they'll turn the interior lights on and off. Down the bottom here then you also have your water pump, which I'll come back to in a second. The control panel up here will bring up the time, which you can adjust in the settings. Dimmer lights, which are these lights up above the cabinets just here. You can actually adjust the brightness of those by using the arrow just here. Let me show you that. All the way up to 100 when they are on their brightest setting, as you can see there. 5 being the lowest. You've then got your voltmeter here in the centre also, which tells you how many volts you've got in the battery on board the Caravan. Current temperature inside the van, and then you're back to your... Then at the bottom here, it will take you through some different options that you have for the Caravan. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the van. Hob, grill and oven in this particular Caravan is very simple to use. Turn your gas supply up on top, hold down the gas valve and it will turn the igniter on, and when gas supplies through they'll ignite up as you'd expect them to. At the moment there's no gas bottle fitted, but when you arrive on site that will be connected so the gas supply can be tried before you leave here. You've then got your fridge unit. Fridge, very simple to use. You've got your power off. He says power off and power on, so you press and hold the power button and the fridge will come on. At the moment we're connected to mains power, which will run off the mains power on the site you are connected to. However, should you wish to change the power source, you can use the arrow on the top right hand side here. So then you've got your 12 volt mode. So 12 volt is for when you're towing down the road. It is not the 12 volt supply on board the Caravan, it is from the car you are towing with. As you can see at the moment it's coming up with a warning here to let me know there is no 12 volt supply coming into the van. And then go to gas if you wish to. Like I said, with the gas bottle on it will self-ignite on gas, and very simply you just need to turn the gas bottle on, come inside the van, select the gas mode and the fridge will ignite. If it fails to ignite it will actually flash this blue light here, which is essentially the pilot light, and it will flash the blue warning light on the left hand side also. Mains, again, come across to mains and that is self-explanatory. If you connect to mains power, the fridge will work off that power source. Right hand side here you have your temperature on the thermometer button for the fridge itself. One little tip for you here: night time, as the Caravan is quite small, we do advise that you put this panel over the top of the lights on the fridge so it doesn't create too much light inside the Caravan. So we're going to fill the water system now. To fill the water system, before you do anything, you're going to need to make sure that you have all the taps open on the hot side of the water system. And as you can see, I've already filled the system, so I'm just going to walk you through it, essentially how that works. So you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side. You're then going to come into the cupboard or the wardrobe on the right hand side of the van where your table is and your main control box for the Caravan, where you have a master shutdown on this side here at the top, so you can turn all the power off in one go here should you wish to. Down below that you have your 12 volt fuses for on board the Caravan, and there is a list of what each of these are for at the top. On the right, 240 trip switch, sorry. On the right hand side at the bottom here you have your 12 volt fuses. It's a little bit hard to see on this particular van because of where it's located, so I'm just going to do my very best to show you everything I can on here. The light that's on this right hand side here is a reverse polarity, so when you're in some European countries that will actually come on and go red. You then have your water heater on and room heating on as well, just here. If you want to turn them off, you can do that by hitting these two switches here. If the light is on, then they are both on and running as you'd expect them to be. Just below that, to fill the system, you need to remove the panel that you just slot up there. Then down in the left hand corner of the cabinet just here behind this pipework you'll actually see this yellow valve. Now when that yellow valve is parallel with the floor you are able to fill the water system up on board the van. If that valve is pointing upright towards the heater unit itself just here, then all the water on board the Caravan will drain out of the system. We do advise that you drain it down after every use of the Caravan. Because if you leave water in the system it can actually potentially freeze up and crack the water system on board the Caravan. And if that does crack, that is not a cheap repair, and it can also crack the pipework that goes around the Caravan and the taps on board the van also. So like I said, once that valve is parallel with the floor you are able to fill the water system up. You then come over to every tap on board the Caravan, open them on the hot side, and you'll then turn the water pump on above the door. It says. You'll then turn the water pump on. The water system will start filling up, and once you've got water running continuously out of every tap on board the Caravan, you can shut all of the taps back off, refill your aqua roll so you know you've got a full water supply, and then you'll be able to start heating the water on board the Caravan. So on this control panel, on the opposite side of the Caravan, to the left hand side of the wardrobe, you will actually find you've got your whale heating options, heating and hot water controls over here. As you can see, currently the water heating is off. Hit the button once, it will go to a 500 watt power source. So this will depend on what power source you have coming to the Caravan from the Caravan site you are on to what power selection you have it at. If you've got 500 watts available, you'll have the one line on. If you've got 1000 watts of power available, you'll have the two lines on. If you've got gas, or if you've only got gas available, you can have it set to gas, and if it fails to ignite, it'll actually put a red warning light on this control panel just here. I believe it comes on just to the right of this one actually. Then if you want to use a combination of gas and electric, you can have it on that combination just there of 500 watts and gas, and then you've got 1000 watts and gas at the same time also. So like I said, 500 watts of power on its own, 1000 watts of electric on its own, gas on its own, combination of 500 watts electric and gas at the same time, and 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Below that you actually have your room heating for the Caravan. Now currently that is off, and it works very similar to the electric source, to the water heating power supply. Again, you can select 500, 1000, 2000 on the heating as well as a power source, gas, and so you can't run it as a combination on here. You just either run the gas or the electric on this particular Caravan. So like I said, 500 watts of power, which is what we can run here on site. We're then going to select the temperature for the inside of the Caravan by using the minus and plus arrows at on the right hand side here. To turn either of these back off, you go across, hit the button until you go to the off, as you can see here. And we do not advise you have the water heater on without water being in the system. We go to the bathroom now, which is the last part of the Caravan we're going to go through. Toilet system is very easy to use. Obviously we've shown you the flush tank, the fill tank on the outside for the toilet flush, and also the waste tank. To allow the waste into that toilet waste tank, you open this handle up, so the flap in the centre of the toilet opens. You then have your flush for the toilet just here, and then you have a full indicator light for your toilet waste cassette here. It will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. And on the left hand side here, this light will illuminate red when the flush tank is completely empty. If you have any further questions on the Swift Basecamp, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your Caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.